Been to the Elite Eight 3 times now in 4 years. How do you not get too excited in terms of looking ahead to where you haven't been when you've got Florida on Friday?
You want me? Go ahead.
Definitely just keeping that mentality of one game at a time. We've done a great job of that all year. We went down to Florida and knew that an SEC championship was on the line, and the whole team did a great job just focusing on the task at hand. And we are going to have to do that again on Friday and not think about the Final Four, but thinking about what our jobs are in that moment and just do our best.
No, I agree with Sav, and I'm glad that message has continued to get through the team. Something we focused on, and like Savannah said, we did an excellent job when we went to Florida, knowing that we had a chance to clinch the championship at home, and with that disappointment, they came back with a focus, and going to Florida is pretty difficult, and they didn't let that get in their way. And it took care of business. So that's the same thing now, being at home. When players like Savannah tell me how excited they are about playing, I know we're in a good spot. And that's where we're at, and looking forward to hosting on Friday.
So you and I were talking after the game on Sunday, and you said, you were hoping kind of that Florida wouldn't win in the back of your mind because it's so hard to beat a team twice. Mm-hmm. But are there any positives to playing a team twice?
Yeah, I think, when I was speaking with you, it was just an instant, hoping that we could play someone different. But at the same time, I'm actually pretty excited to have a Florida team back, and excited for them, excited for our conference. What an exciting time for the SEC. We know, the SEC has put themselves on the top of the nation, and will be in the Final Four. So I'm definitely excited, and I want to be there, but have a lot of respect for Florida. And, we've played them, and we know we can advance if we do our jobs. And so that's the exciting part, and glad to be home, like I said. I think that's a big advantage. So I think it's just going to be a good game. And at this point in the season, an Elite Eight, that's what you're going to face, the top teams in the country. And, we're glad to be one of them.
Shelley, you've talked a lot this year about the impact your freshmen have had on this season. Mm-hmm. Before the season, did you expect them to be as good as they've been?
We know the potential in players every year. We see them, how they play in their clubs, and how they've interacted when they're with us, and their goals, what they want to accomplish at the collegiate level, what they say. It's kind of up to them how they respond when they get here. And, I think all of us were concerned because we knew we had such a young team. We half our team literally are freshmen. And so that isn't ideal, but the way these kids have come in has been amazing, and done jobs, and all year have stepped up. So you don't always expect that because you don't know. It's an uncertainty in the beginning, but we knew the potential a lot of them have had, and what they've shown. And there's players even in that class that aren't on the field as much that are showing the potential they will in the future years. So we're very excited about this class, and glad they've come in and stepped up the way they have all year.
Savannah, one way or the other, this is your last home game, and since you've been a starter since day one and all the great things you've done there, I guess what kind of emotions are going through your head heading into Friday? And I know you're an emotional player, but how do you keep that somewhat in check?
Yeah, just continuing to focus on the game at hand. So, yeah, it might be my last game at Stone Stadium, but if we do what we need to do, then it won't be my last college game. So just kind of focusing on that and focusing on helping us win that game is more important to me than, focusing on it being my last home game at Stone Stadium or any of the emotions that come along with that. So just focusing on getting the result on Friday and helping the team as much as I possibly can to get that result and move on.
Coach, from a mental standpoint, I know you guys only have one loss at home in the last 2 years, and of course that was that loss last year against UNC. But how big is it of an advantage just to be able to play at home for you guys?
Yeah, it's always been an advantage. I think our record at home is outstanding over the past few years. And when you say that, I don't even realize that. I just know at home it's something that is a special place. Stone Stadium is one of the best venues for college soccer that we witness when we go and play in the conference, in the nation. And then our fans have been tremendous. So hopefully they're in town and getting ready to cheer on some football on Saturday and can warm up on Friday night with, coming out to Stone Stadium, because this is a huge game and we want it to be an advantage. And the fans have helped us all year.
Savannah, you had such a record-breaking season last year. How difficult has it been this year to be double and triple teamed every game and know that the other team is going to try to take you out of the play? And how have you handled that?
Yeah, since the first game this season, teams have tried to put, like you said, a couple of people on me at all times, but just really focusing on what I can do and staying focused on the game and not trying to get caught up in what they're trying to do against me has kind of been my mindset all season. And so if they want to put a person on me that's just going to stick with me and follow me around all game, then that means someone else, they can fill in the gaps that I leave. And so just always trying to find that open person and take advantage of the teams that are focusing on me, because we have very capable forwards around me and players around me that can score goals like we've seen all year. So just finding that open player, and everyone else has done an amazing job to step up and finish those chances that have been created.
Up here, Coach and Savannah, for both you guys. You guys haven't allowed a goal this tournament, which is amazing. I guess from you guys' standpoint, from a player standpoint, a coach standpoint, in the event that a goal happens, I guess how you think this team will respond, especially a young team that's going to be in this, this big game for the first time.
Well, I think we've faced all situations this year. We've been down a goal. We've had to come back, against good teams. And this team has never wavered from believing they're going to win till the final whistle blows. So that's the kind of mentality you need. And we understand that you're going to go down a goal at times. Florida is a very good team, and I don't expect them to not have scoring chances. So we hope to keep them out of the net. And obviously our defense has done a great job all year with several shutouts, which is tremendous. And we plan to make it difficult. But regardless, I think they've shown in any situation we've been given this year, they've played and come back and found a way and put ourselves in this position. So we have a lot of confidence regardless what happens in a game. It's a 90-minute game, and we'll find a way at the end of the day.
Yeah, like Shelley said, Michaela and our whole back line have been great all year. And even when we have given up a goal, our offense has found a way. And that's kind of been the theme of this year, is just find a way to win, find a way to come back, never put your head down, never stop, no matter what the score is, no matter how much time's left, always keep fighting and find a way to win. And from top to bottom, everyone has done a fantastic job all year embracing that, so I don't think this game's going to be any different. Obviously, we would like to not give up a goal and have that shutout, but whatever happens, we'll find a way and we'll move on.
Shelley, you guys took the game in Gainesville back in October to win the SEC title. So it was in Gainesville. Now it's back at your place. Do you think more pressure is on you, though, this second time, now that you've already beaten them this season?
I think at this point there's pressure on both teams, honestly. And I think there was a lot of pressure on us, like I said, to go to Florida, to know that we were that close to winning a championship and we didn't, and we had to go there and get a win. That's a lot of pressure on these players. And like I said, they handled it so well and obviously got the championship for a reason. And they have that same mentality here. And like we addressed before, we talk about all the time, it's one game at a time, and we understand what we're playing for. We know. But there's a desire there to find a way to get the win. And we just stick to the process through a game and our jobs when we leave that locker room, knowing that, we leave it all on the field and talk about no regrets. And so at the end of the day, the team's going to win and move on, but we want to be a team that has done everything we can to put ourselves in position to win.
Last year, you guys beat them at our place during the regular season on a PK, I think, in overtime. Mm-hmm. And they beat you in the conference tournament. And then, again, you guys win this year. I think they were all 1-0 games, if I'm not mistaken. I guess let's talk about the rivalry that's really developed between you guys and Florida, and you can both address it.
Well, I'll start. I think, it's been exciting since my time here at South Carolina. Florida has always had a tremendous program, a lot of respect for what they have done since they've become a SEC program, and we're happy to be competing with them for championships, and that's the exciting part. Really, for the last probably 10 years, it's come down to a Florida game, Florida, South Carolina, which is pretty exciting. So there's a lot on the line, and to expect when we come together. So well, we're excited for that and to keep that going.
Yeah, it's definitely a fun rivalry. It's not one that you kind of get caught up in through the emotions, but just because it's a great soccer game every single time we play. So I think since I've been here, it's always been a 1-0 game or a 1-goal game, whether we lose or whether we win. So it's just always a fun game as a player to be able to play in because they do play great soccer, so as do we. So just really enjoying every single moment and enjoying the time that we have the ball against them is kind of a big thing. So just, I mean, it's a great game to play in as a player.
Any more questions?
Good. All right. Thank you.
Thanks.